Hey Tiger Cubs!
Welcome back to another episode of Tiger Cub News. We're your host. I'm Theo.
And I'm your new host, Griffin.
And he's going to be replacing Tristan this semester since he left the program. So this episode is going to be specifically focused towards the fires raging in LA County. And so let's get right into it. First up, we have ASB News, and they're also going to be talking about the cause of the fires that are happening right now.
Take it away, guys.
Welcome back to the weekly announcements. First off, we have our national days and holidays report.
MLK Day was on Monday, so I hope you all had a good 3-day weekend.
This week we have a special highlight on where and why the fires began with Akshar and Jeremy. But first we have some ASB announcements.
This week, the 6th grade applications are due for ASB.
Additionally, this week we'll have some very important events for 8th graders, starting with this Tuesday, which will be an online 8th grade parent night for high school programming information.
On Wednesday, January 22nd, the SPHS Roadshow will take place, so there will be a 7-day scheduled so 8th graders can learn a bit about SPHS.
Next will be 8th grade middle school family night at SPHS from 6:30 to 8 on Thursday. Also on Thursday and Friday, SPHS Council will be coming to 8th grade science classes to introduce high school programming.
Then 2 weeks later, February 6th and 7th, 8th graders will be turning in our completed high school programming sheets in science so the counselors can create our high school course list.
Additionally, 8th grade grad night tickets have been for sale, so be sure to purchase them from the email link Mr. Lewis sent out.
Now for our special segment on why the fires were able to start in the first place.
This is Jeremy.
And this is Akshar with the cause of the fires. There were two main factors that contributed to these fires.
The first was the combination of an abundance of rain a few years ago, which led to an increase in plant life. However, in the most recent years, the lack of rain has dried out those growths, creating the perfect kindling for fire.
The second issue, which you may have heard about, was Santa Ana winds. Dry, high-speed winds helped to spread the fire and made containment very hard. Then, a lack of water pressure in fire hydrants made putting these fires out extremely difficult for firefighters. Currently, there are 3 big fires remaining: the Hearst, Eaton, and Palisades fire. Right now, there is no definitive reason to how any of these fires started.
That's it from us, Tiger Cubs.
Now let's do quick talks with Matthew and Sean, and the focus is going to be, again, the fires for the subject of the quick talks. Take it away, guys.
What's your name and grade?
My name is Colin Zhang, and I'm 6th grade.
And what's your initial thoughts and reactions when you heard about the fire?
Oh, I thought it was scary. It's not that scary since I live not too close to the fire. It's only 3 miles away. But after a few days, I just feel, it can't be the worst.
I was pretty devastated because I have a lot of friends that live up in the Altadena area. And ironically, the day of the fires, I was talking to a teacher and in the staff lounge, and she was worried about the winds in her area. And then I heard about the fires, and I was very, very concerned about her. Luckily, her house survived, and everyone's good. But it was devastation because I knew a lot of people from this school and the area lived up there, so it was quite devastating for me.
What was your initial thoughts about the fire when you heard about it?
I was really concerned for lots of friends that were there, and for the windstorm that happened first, remembering what that was like in 2011 when we had a windstorm here in South Pass before.
I think they will slowly recover. I think they can recover by people budging in, by donating to the fire department and giving them gifts since they're working 24/7.
Well, it's going to take a long time to recover, but I think the impact is just going to be, for now, of course, there's going to be more of a housing crisis. They're going to need to do something to help these people to be able to get housing. But ultimately, this has happened before in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas, so I think everyone's going to respond and recover from it.
Well, we're trying to help out with housing and share what we have. Our place is okay, and helping just support them through all of the next steps that they have, and helping provide snacks, childcare, a place for their kids to be, and just a place to support them.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys. Next up, a forecast about the winds and the fires and how they might affect us shortly. On to you guys.
Hi Tiger Cubs, welcome to this week's special episode on the fires breaking out across California. I'm Gregory Miguel and I'll be your new host for weather. This week we'll have a high of 73 and a low of 62. There's a very low chance of rain, which would be great right now. Let's talk about the fires. Currently the Eden fire is 35% contained and the Palisades are 17% contained, being held in a relatively small area near the top of Mount Wilson. Hi Tiger Cubs, welcome to this week's special episode of the fires breaking out across California. I'm Gregory Miguel and I'll be your new... You absolute...
Now we have Lucas, who's going to tell us about Trump's response to the LA fires and Jimmy Carter's funeral. R.I.P.
Hello there, Tiger Cubs. I hope you're all safe and well with all the fires going on. All of this destruction in Southern California did not go unnoticed in the world of politics. President Donald Trump, who was just inaugurated, criticized California Governor Gavin Newsom on the city not having enough water. He also posted how Newsom supposedly restricted some water going from the Southern California reservoirs to the Pacific to protect the Delta smelt, a type of fish. However, the people in charge of the water supplies of Southern California claim that that is not true. They explain how due to California's geography of having many mountains, a lot of energy is needed to push the water upwards. Due to the intense demand for water, the tanks were drained and so there wasn't enough pressure to push the water up. Moving away from the fires, there's been a lot of shifting in the political world with Trump taking office. This was apparent at former President Jimmy Carter's funeral. In this rare occasion, all 5 former and current presidents, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden were all present. However, with today's interconnected world and the fact that there were 5 living presidents present, meant that the internet caught literally every single small detail. For example, former First Lady Michelle Obama did not even show up to the funeral. Or when Trump shook hands with his former Vice President Mike Pence, his wife refused to stand up and shake with Trump. The biggest one was Trump and Obama having small side conversations and laughing, looking as if they were besties having a good time. When asked about it, Trump responded,
"It did look very friendly, I must say. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it. How friendly it looked."
Former Vice President Kamala Harris, who was sitting in front of them, glanced back at the two and then turned back with a sigh. The tension was evident as former First Lady Joe Biden, feeling uncomfortable sitting next to Harris, leaned more towards her husband. Indeed, the Bidens were giving Harris the cold shoulder. So has the world turned against Harris? Will these political shifts have a big impact on politics for the next few years? Okay, the answer is definitely yes for the second question. There will be a lot of change for the Trump administration. Thanks for watching Tiger Cubs, and I hope you all are safe.
Hello, I'm Micah, and I'll be covering the local and U.S. government's responses to the LA fires. In response to the wildfires in Los Angeles County, Governor Gavin Newsom asked legislators to approve at least $2.5 billion to aid emergency response, cleanup, and recovery. Not only does this benefit Los Angeles County in fighting wildfires, but it also expands the focus of special sessions in the California Capitol beyond fighting President-elect Donald Trump. Furthermore, Donald J. Trump criticizes the officials in charge of fighting the Los Angeles wildfires, calling them incompetent and questioning why the blazes were not yet extinguished. In a counterstatement to Donald Trump's comments, Governor Gavin Newsom accuses Trump of politicizing the fires. To conclude this segment, President-elect Donald J. Trump's remarks connotated that the fires and officials' responses to them will have a prominent place on his political agenda when he takes office on January 20th.
R.I.P. Jimmy Carter. Next up, we have Community Connections with Evelyn, who will be interviewing 4 different teachers. Enjoy.
And she's going to be interviewing teachers on the topic of, again, the fires. Enjoy.
It didn't affect my class too much. My odds were a little bit ahead of my even periods, so I just had to slow the odd classes down and speed the evens up a little bit so we're all on the same page. But I was just happy to be back and have all the students back in the classroom and safe, so not too bad for us.
Okay, that's good.
You in your classroom.
So the week off was kind of nice, but in the classroom, yeah, it's a little bumpy because my odd days are ahead of my even, but that'll be okay after today. And we're just adjusting what we're teaching and how, and just putting everything off for a week. So academically, it's okay. As far as the fire, I live in Monrovia, so we had evacuation warnings, and we were without power for 30 hours, which was not fun. And my mother-in-law came to stay with us because she was in Altadena. But other than that, it's good. I mean, the air quality's better and power's back on. So.
You and your class.
It hasn't really affected me personally, but it has affected many of my colleagues, so it's a little disheartening. But I was really happy to see that the majority of my students came to school. They were smiling, they were talking, they were happy to be back in school. So that
in your classroom.
Well, for me, there was an evacuation. I went to San Diego with a family friend for 3 nights. For my classes, it
put us back a week with being able to do icebreakers and things like that. But for my 7th grade video production class, it kind of really brought the importance of the news to the forefront, which is an important aspect of the class. Because when the evacuations happened and everything was going down last week, everybody turned to the news, and it was important that we had reliable, trustworthy news. So and that's a really big component of broadcast journalism and video production, is understanding the importance of the news, providing factual, trustworthy news. So unfortunately, I appreciated the event because it really made that apparent, that it is important to have, trustworthy news.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
On a lighter topic, introducing our new SPMS sports specialists, Carter and Bass. Enjoy.
The SPMS girls' second soccer trial was on Wednesday, January 15th. And the boys' soccer trials were on Thursday and Friday, January 16th through 17th.
The dodgeball intramural started on Friday, January 8th and goes on until the end of January. And girls' self-defense starts on Wednesday, January 22nd and ends in February.
Thank you for watching Tiger Cubs, and we extend our condolences to those who may have been affected by the fires or winds, and we hope everyone is safe, and if they need support, they get it. And just remember, be safe out there, and thank you, Tiger Cubs. Bye.
Bye.